Dad, my last words are, I love pizza.
We're in Tallinn, Estonia, a small country along the Baltic Sea, bordering Latvia and Russia.
Hey, we're staying in Old Town. It's one of the best preserved medieval cities in Europe. A big part of Old Town, at the heart of it, is Town Hall Square, where we are now, and behind me is Town Hall, the oldest town hall in the Baltic region and in Scandinavia.
They've got a weather vane on top that's called Old Tom. We're gonna do some Old Tom spotting.
Once you have checked out Town Hall from inside out, there's one more treat it has in store for you. So this might look a mess, but it is delicious. And they actually let you choose. You could just get powdered sugar, you could just get one topping, but we have sweetened condensed milk, berries, and Nutella on ours, and couldn't help a little powdered sugar as well. So good.
These are all tombstones from the 14th and 15th centuries.
Old Town preserved that medieval feel and look so well through the years.
2.
So one of our first stops is the Kiek Museum, which, if you're into museums and history, in our opinion, it's a must-see. The main part is a tower built in the 15th century, and each level has a unique exhibit. Everything from the history of Old Town to Freemasons, and even an apartment where an artist once lived in the tower.
I don't know about you, but I think it would be cool to live in a tower wall around a city, especially as an artist. They had such a great view. The artwork and the setup of the room was really, really cool to see.
It's Old Town. Oh, yeah. It's a Swedish mercenary.
That's the Swedish mercenary I've ever seen.
You have to feed them because they're hungry. And then he says, thank you, and then you're like, welcome. And then he's your best friend forever.
We bought a combo ticket which gave us access to 5 museums in Tallinn.
They give you these paper tickets with a barcode, and you have to scan at every point. That's like a new part in the museum, which is kind of funny. This is the Tallinn town walls in 1530, and right now we're in the Kiek, which is right here.
If this was real life and I could kick these down, that would be so fun.
Yeah, so this museum is definitely a little bit of everything. We thought maybe it was just a fort, which of course it used to be, but they have all kinds of different exhibits that cover a ton of different things. Animals.
I'm pretty sure it's fake. Help me. I'm trapped.
So as part of the museum, you can actually go into these underground tunnels, which are the bastion passages. And it was originally part of the defense system and the fortifications for the tower. They taught you about different eras since they had been built in the 17th and 18th century. So like how they were used as shelters during the war, or how the Soviets used them, even how punk rockers took over.
If you have young kids, you'd want to talk to them ahead of time about how there are mannequins set up throughout it.
Yeah, there was like a mannequin around every corner, so if you weren't ready for it, it was kind of a surprise. You can actually just purchase parts of the museum. If I had to choose, I would choose the tunnels. Just kind of a cool experience, and it seems to go on forever. We definitely enjoy that museum, and for sure it's something that we would recommend. Sometimes when it snows, you just gotta play in the snow.
What's your strategy?
Just throw everywhere.
Nice. My little pony, this little pony.
I got snow in my neck.
Are you dizzy? So right behind me is St. Olaf's Church, and rumor has it that it was the tallest building in the world in the 16th century. So you can climb the tower. I guess there's a lot of stairs, but it's actually not open in the winter.
I am so sad that I can't climb all those stairs. We're in the oldest cafe in Tallinn, Estonia. It's called Maiasmokk. This place has been around since 1864. We're enjoying some cocos and pastries here. You should look it up if you're ever in Tallinn.
Using the 5 museum pass we bought, we went and explored the Tallinn City Museum.
It's basically a museum built into a house, and there's even a replica of what it used to be on the 2nd level.
The first and second floors talk about the history of Tallinn.
And this is actually the weather vane that was at the top of the town hall, 1953 to 1998.
The cellar was full of dishes.
I'm kind of short, and so I like to play Can I Make It? Yes!
Well.
Tallinn City Museum was like small but really informative. The staff was so friendly.
So we found out dumplings are kind of a thing in Tallinn, so we got some duck dumplings called Donald's Parts.
Poor Donald. But we are gonna eat them. So this one is the duck one. You can see the duck meat in it. The dumpling around it is really good. And then you can also have, we got broth that you can have this as a soup, or you can just eat it as dumplings.
What do you think of the dumplings?
It's really good.
So the place is called Pelmen Kohvik,
Pelmen Kohvik.
and it was a win for all 4 of us. So we hopped on a bus. We actually headed down the coastline along the Baltic Sea to where the Tallinn sign is. I just think I won.
Smile.
And it's kind of cool because right along the shore you can actually, if you wanted, you could get into the Baltic Sea. We just kind of dipped our hands in it and it's really, really cold.
Things to come.
Right by it there's a Russian shipwreck memorial statue, which is kind of cool to see. And then across the street there's a great park with the home of Peter the Great.
So the Great Northern War went from 1700 to 1721. Tsar Peter the Great actually had this commissioned and started to build in 1718. That's quite a while before the war has ended. He named it Kadriorg after Catherine, his wife.
The public transit in Tallinn is actually pretty easy to navigate once you get used to it. We just hopped on the bus, and the bus actually has screens which tells you where the stops are, and your best friend is Google Maps. Oh, I'm in a shot. Am I in a shot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you in a shot.
You just look up where you want to go, and it gives you all the transit options. It tells you when it arrives, tells you how to walk there. Pretty slick.
Hashtag proud of himself.
No coyotes. The crazy thing about being in here in the winter is, like, obviously there's not much daylight. So every day it's like, if you don't get started early, like, it's a race against time because the sun goes down at 4 if there's anything that you want to see in daytime.
There is a lot to see at nighttime. If you don't want to go in, especially, there's lots of pretty buildings and things you can do. It's a well-lit city and people are all out and about at night.
We have some friends in Tallinn who actually help run a coffee shop. And so we're gonna go check out the coffee shop. I think they call it a coffee lab. And then we're gonna hang out with them and do some fun things with their family.
So we are at the Baltic Sea, and my friend Alina and I went into the water here.
I just went to my knees because that's all I could handle.
And the boys got their feet. Elliot went to his knees too.
Okay, I'm gonna put my legs in and that's it.
It's 20 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's supposed to have really great health benefits. So even if there's no sauna around, people will just go swim in the Baltic Sea. And a lot of people say you keep your hat on when you go in, so that's what we do. This was kind of fun. It was an adventure, and I might actually do it again sometime.
I know this doesn't seem, maybe it doesn't seem like, but I've never skated before, ice skated. But I have rollerbladed a ton, and it's pretty similar.
I never had anyone to skate with for partner skate.
Now you do?
Now I do.
Extreme concert.
We're at Ruki's in Old Town, Estonia. We're sampling many tasty treats because we skated hard and we earned it.
And I think this is something that you have to do in every place that you visit, is like just get a bunch of stuff and eat it all.
What did you guys like best?
All of it.
Hello, we're Linnahall.
It's stadium where they had the Olympics back when Estonia was part of the USSR. And behind us is actually where we went into the water this morning, down here. It's not open now. I guess once a year, maybe the architects will take people through on a tour, but the facility just isn't really stable enough or safe enough for people to tour throughout the year. The stairs were so snowy and icy last year when I came here that I just slid down them. It was really fun.
But you have a good view of the harbor of the Baltic Sea. And then also you have a good view of the city, a little bit of Old Town.
When Estonia was oppressed by communism, they lost 1 in every 5 people, either to deportation, prison, or being murdered.
Now Estonia has its independence, and they constructed this memorial wall, and which has the names of 22,000 people who they say never returned home.
So they have a long corridor that represents the journey one must go on before they can reach the home garden. And the home garden, or home, is represented by apple trees and honeybees.
It's crazy too because it's been sunny all day until we were coming up on this place and it just got foggy.
That just sort of helps kind of keep you in that reverent spirit. This is why history is important though. I've heard people say you don't have to like or approve of history, but it's important to learn history. Sometimes the best way to find a great restaurant in a city is just to look online at reviews. That's how Matt found 160 BBQ. The food there was amazing.
I had fried chicken, which was really good. It gives you 3 legs. It was fantastic. The boys had
Three-legged chicken.
3-legged chicken. The boys had burgers, which I think they liked.
Yes.
I liked it a
I
lot.
liked it because my buns smelled like pretzel.
I had rib tips. They were delicious.
I guess for barbecue in Tallinn, can't beat that place. Also right now it's like super foggy and it just makes everything really beautiful, especially the lights. It's got this hazy look to it.
As with most cities we visit, I find that they have a multifaceted personality, and Tallinn is no different. It has that classic storybook old town, but then it also has this really cool artsy side to it that's modern and a lot of fun. And I think both parts are so important. Hopefully you visit Tallinn someday and you get to see both sides of this beautiful city.
Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and click the bell for more content like this.
Up next is Helsinki, Finland.
So don't miss it.
Hey guys, we're so glad you guys could check out Estonia.
That's why you need to subscribe. We did this for you, so subscribe.
Well, we also did it for ourselves.
We also did it for ourselves, but subscribe because we also did it for you.
Ciao. Bye.